Okay, okay.
And they teach history of sexuality studies.
Really?
Yeah.
For years and years I was engaged to be married to a trans man.
Really?
We did not end up getting married, but I just feel as a very straight presenting woman that I have some helpful allyship.
Oh, that's so nice to meet you. Thank you.
Be very welcome to have a team chat about your son.
Thank you. I would love to.
Sure, sure. Did we pick up your barfy scarves? Yeah. We have a little hairball too. Joopa joopa joop. Joopa 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 joop. Joopa joop. Joopa 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 joop. We have a little hairball too. Do you wanna be on my scarf? Would that make you happy? Would you like to come up here?
Okay, homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, worthy one and fully enlightened one. Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So today we are going to learn the second sutta of the Digha Nikaya. The first sutta, we learned the first sutta, Brahmajala Sutta, for a while ago. And this is the second sutta of the Digha Nikaya. Digha Nikaya is the sutta, a teaching of the Buddha, very long teaching. The long teaching belongs to Digha Nikaya. Digha means long. So there are 34 suttas in the Digha Nikaya. In Digha Nikaya have 3 chapters. And this second sutta called Samannaphala Sutta. Samannaphala. Samanya means the asceticism. Phala means the fruits. The fruits of the ascetics. The fruits of the monastic life. The fruits or benefits of being a monk. This is the meaning of the sutta. So, Buddha was living in the city called Rajagaha, and the mango park. The mango park belonged to Jivaka. Jivaka is the doctor of the Buddha, and the Jivaka is the doctor of the king. Jivaka treated to the king and to the Buddha and some disciples. He's a royal royal doctor. He's the royal doctor. So the king, Ajatasattu, was ruling the Magadha. Magadha is the state. Do you know how Ajatasattu became king?
Killed his father.
He killed his father. Do you know how helped and guided?
Devadatta.
guided the Devadatta. Devadatta is the cousin of the Buddha. Is the cousin? The Yasodhara's brother. Yasodhara's brother. And he's the disciple, Buddha's disciple, monk. Devadatta tried to kill Buddha. You know that? Devadatta tried to kill Buddha. You know Nalagiri, and he sent the elephant and let the elephant drink alcohol and sent to the Buddha. When Buddha come and sent release the elephant to kill the Buddha. And he paid money to people to kill the Buddha, to archers, and he paid the money to archers to kill Buddha. And the archers went to kill the Buddha and they become disciples. And Devadatta once tried by himself climbing to the mountain and put this big stone onto the Buddha. And Buddha got hurt. The Jivaka and medicated and treat, and he did a surgery, cut the Buddha's leg and removed the blood. So this Ajatasattu is a good friend of Devadatta. They are very good friends. Then Devadatta guided to Ajatasattu, you should get the kinship from your father. If now your father didn't give you. And then his father gave him the kingship. But he was doubted maybe he will get back. Could get back. Then before he get back, and he killed his father. That's a very dramatic and very cruel way, actually very, very cruel way, and he killed his father. That's a long story. So after he killed his father, and he was living with regret because he got his own son. Ajatasattu, when he got his own son and he realized how he felt love towards his son, and he simply thought, oh, my father also had the same feeling when I born. And father already killed. And he tried to release, but he was late. And then Ajatasattu also was a very kind of good warrior. And he gathered some other state around him. He fought, he did the war with other kings, and he conquered some states. So one day, and he was living with his ministers at night on his palace, on the top of the open area of the palace, rooftop, kind of. And that's a beautiful night, full moon day. Sun, it's a big sun, shining and lighting, very peaceful, very calm and beautiful day. The king was telling, my dear sirs, this night is so beautiful, splendid, so glorious, wonderful. So, in this beautiful night, who I could meet and pay my homage to whom? What do you think? who I supposed to go to pay my homage and to have some advice and some help to have peace, to feel, he want to feel the peace. I think the king was going and as some kind of nights to see religious leaders to talk in the beautiful nights. Even today, the period, even today, maybe you, in some nights, thinking to go somewhere. This is a good, beautiful night. I should go out. Then where you go? Go to the bar, musical shows, nightclubs. Where do you go? Other than king has a kind of pain within himself, and then he wanted to release that his pain, and he keep going to see us religious leaders. Then his ministers keep suggesting. One of ministers said, Your Majesty, there is a very famous leader called Purana Kassapa. Purana Kassapa. He's a founder of his religious method, and he leading so many students, tutoring to many students, and he have gone forth so long and advanced in age, kind of old, mature, and he is a very good, famous, very famous. So many students follow him. Then let's go to see Purana Kassapa. Then the king was silent and he didn't say anything. Then the another minister and suggest another teacher, Makkali Gosal. Makkali Gosal is another famous teacher. Actually, in the Buddha's time, there were two types of religious sets. One type is the old type called Brahmanism. Brahmins, they are the religious leaders. They advise into the kings. They have power. The Brahmins has the power. They guide into king. They also mention themselves, they are the deities on the ground. They are the deities on the ground. Their deities living in this space, but they are the deities on the ground, and they are deities of the humans. They have power. They represent and they guiding people to God. They are the mediator. They call mediator. They take the message from the human to the God. Who take the message from the human to the
messenger.
God? Messenger.
Or ambassador.
Yes, messenger, ambassador. Because they leading all religious rituals. They connect humans with God. So they had the power of that. And some people wasn't happy with Brahmins, and with their power and their using and the way and the teaching, whatever they teach. They keep killing, sacrificing many animals to the God and doing many things. And some people wasn't agree with that, and they trying to find some kind of teachings. And these are the people who were against those teachings, and they found themselves the teachings. So then so many people follow them. Many people follow them. Purana Kassapa, all of them is 6 very famous, and suttas explaining. The one is the Purana Kassapa, and the second is the Makkali Gosal, and then the one is said Makkali Gosal is famous, so many people following him, and he's old and going forth so long. So you should go and talk to him, then you can have peace. And then king didn't say anything, and then another guy recommended another teacher called Ajita Kesa Kambali, another famous teacher. Another minister recommended the Sanjay Bellatiputta. Sanjay Bellatiputta is another famous teacher. You know the Sariputta and Moggallana. Do anyone know the Sariputta and Moggallana?
Yes.
And you know Sariputta and Moggallana, Buddha's major disciples, main disciples, right-handed and left-handed ones. And that Sariputta and Moggallana followed the Sanjay Bellatiputta. When they met Assaji and they learned Buddhism and asked Sanjay Bellatiputta to go with them to Buddha, and Sanjay Bellatiputta said, "No, you go. I'm not coming, because so many students following him." And then another one called Pakuda Kachayana. Pakuda Kachayana, another famous teacher. They're teaching, most of them actually teaching inactive, annihilism, inactive. They don't believe karma. They didn't believe karma. And their teaching is different. And then the very famous teacher is Nigantha Nathaputta. Nigantha Nathaputta, even today they are exist. Called Jains. Jainism? Jains. Nigantha Nathaputta have several names. Mahavira. Vardhamana Mahavira. And Buddha's time there was 2 types of Jains. One used piece of clothes, wear the piece of clothes. And another said didn't wear any clothes, they were naked. And Buddha's time there were many religious followers was wanderers, Ajiva, Achelaka, Paribhajaka, many different words, and they belong to. They all against two. There's 2 sects in the Buddha's time. Then what Buddha belong? What sect Buddha belong to? Brahmanism? Or the other one called Samana?
Samana.
Buddha belonged to Samana. When Buddha was born, the Brahmanism was the religious, very famous. And
Buddha wasn't a Brahmin.
Hmm?
Buddha wasn't born a Brahmin.
No, Buddha wasn't born a Brahmin, but they say royal families, and they learn Brahmanism, and they are following the Brahmanism. So then Buddha left the home and renunciated and became himself a wanderer and keep searching truth, keep searching a truth. Went to many religious leaders and learned from them. And finally he did himself, meditated and awakened, and he found himself enlightenment. So then when those people recommend those very famous teachers, and the Ajivaka, a doctor, was silent, and he also was in that in that gathering. He was silent. He was sitting on one side, and then king asked, Jivaka, what do you think? What do you recommend? And then the Ajivaka said, Your Majesty, the Buddha is living in my garden, mango garden. 1,250 monks living in the mango grove. Your Majesty, Buddha is famous. And he was telling the Buddha's qualities. Buddha was famous, and many disciples following Buddha. And Buddha is known as Arahant, Samma Sambuddha, Vijjacharana Sampanna, Sugatu, Lokavidu. The Buddha's qualities, 9 qualities. Lokavidu, Anuttaro Purushaddhamma Sarati, Sattadeva Manusana, Buddha, Bhagava, Buddha known as in these terms. Then you should go shy, and you will find the peace. Then the king said, okay, then let's go see the Buddha. According to this text, and he never have seen Buddha before. This is first time. And he asked, and he took the 400 his, what's called, his wives, not the main wife. What is the other wife of the king? King have himself many wives.
Harem.
Huh? No, king have many wives. So he got the king, according to this text. So with the elephants, and they all got onto the elephants and went to parade at night, that beautiful night. So they went to the mango park. It could be a huge one at that night with the torch, and they took the torch and went there. And the king was very confused, and they got down from the elephants and kept walking into the place where were Buddhas with the monks. And the king was very confused because it's very silent, very quiet. And the king asked, my friend, Jivaka, don't you betray me? You going to turn me into betray me, or you going to hand me onto my enemies? There are nobody here. You said 1,250 monks. Why so quiet? Why so silent? Why nobody's even coughing, clearing throats? And then the Jivaka said, that's what it is. Lord Buddha and his disciples love to quiet. Don't afraid, sire. Go forward and see. You see the light is lighting in the house. Just go. And they went to the house. It's kind of big hall. And then the monks and Buddha were sitting on there. And then king asked, where's the Buddha? Then the Jivaka said, right in the middle. Lean to the middle post. And Buddha was sitting, and the monks was behind him. And Buddha's middle and lean to the post. And that is the Buddha. Then the king went to the Buddha and sat down to one side. They didn't rush, they didn't bow, and just sat down to one side. And then the king had a very conversation with the Buddha. And then the king said, dear sir, if my son Uday Bhadra have this quiet peace in his mind, that would be wonderful. That's what the king thought. What the king thought? His son, not quiet, not very peaceful. He's kind of, according to his thought, his son kind of, what that called?
Wild?
Wild. You know that his son killed his father. Uncontrolled, the Uday Bhadra, it's the Ajatasattu's son. Uday Bhadra killed his father, Ajatasattu. That killing goes several generations. I think 4 kings were killed by their sons. First Ajatasattu killed his father, Bimbisara. Ajatasattu killed his father. Then Ajatasattu's son killed him. The Uday Bhadra and get killed by his son, and his went so few generations. Then what the king said, if my son have this peace, this quiet in his mind, that would be wonderful. Then Buddha said, oh king, oh your majesty, your heart, your mind run into your love, unto your love. Your mind run back to your love, because you love your son, and your mind run to him. Then love is leading your mind. You came to temple, but your mind run back to your love, towards your love. And king said, yes, I love my son. But I love if he has this peace in his mind. Then king asked the question, Buddha, dear sir, if you give me the permission, I would ask a question. Buddha said yes. You can ask. And then the king Ajatasattu asked, what are the benefits living as a monk? And he mentioned he has the elephant riders, warriors, going on elephant and fight. Elephant warriors. I Hawaii. Then he has the horse riders. They're going on horses and fight. And then he has the soldiers, heroes, kind of giants. So many people working to him. Some are cleaners, some are accountants, some are writers, some are washers, washing clothes, and so many workers kings have. And those all people working hard, make money, and they feed their families, and they enjoy their life. Even they're thinking to be better more in their next lives, born in a more happy, comfortable lives to have in future, and they keep doing religious activities. But what are the monks, ascetics, can have experience in this very life? That's the people, and they make money, they enjoy their life, and even they support others and help other religious, and they may make merits and to have even they want to make sure even their next lives will be better, and they doing to make the future lives better and do some religious activities. Then Buddha asked, do you have asked this question from other religious leaders? Then the Ajatasattu said, yes, I have this question from other religious leaders. But I wasn't happy about the answers. I wasn't satisfied. And then the Ajatasattu here explaining, and he went to those teachers, those very famous teachers, and in this sutta explaining what are they teaching about, what they are teaching about. The Purana Kassapa is a kind of teacher, inactive, and he doesn't believe in the power of the action. And he doesn't accept the karma. So, Makkali Gosala is the kind of believer of the Niyativada, that's called absolute end. There are no reason to purification of sentient beings. Makkali Gosala was a disciple of the Jainism. 6 years, and he was following Jainism. Then he finally said, there are no reason to purification or defile. All sentient beings and live a certain time of lives. It's called life 84,000 times, and he will born and then automatically get freed. And he also gave a simile, like a thread ball, and climb the mountain, top of the mountain, and drop the thread ball and holding a thread. And the ball keep relieving until going to end, finished. And lives, and we keep going to humans, to animals, to deities, or no matter wherever, whatever, and we go in that certain type of lifetime, and then we will get finished and freed. So then the one of teacher keep teaching. We had made from by the elements. Then after that, and earth elements get emerged with earth elements, and the air element of the body get combined with air of the nature, and the heat get merged into the heat, the water, and get combined with the water after that. Nothing remain anything. There are no merits, no demerits. There are no wholesome, no unwholesome. And this is nothing, anything effect, whatever you do, good or bad. Then another teacher said there are 7 elements. Earth element, heat element, air element, water element, pain and happiness, and life, the 7 elements. Then, if you kill someone, it doesn't mean anything. That if you get a sword and cut someone or stab someone, the elements go through the elements, that's all. If you kill the sentient beings from this side to other side of the country, nothing, you make any bad karma. If you keep giving a dana from this side to other side of the country, refraining from water and doing bad things and practicing torturing and mortifying by themselves, or self-mortification, through self-mortification, torturing by themselves and get reduced all bad karma and to achieve the purification. Then the king was explaining all he learned from the teachings from others. But what he was looking for, and they did not to clear into his answer to his question. What is his question? Was many people working hard and feed their family and enjoy themselves and even do some good things to make their future life better. But living as a monk, ascetics, what they can have in this life. And he said all the answers was when I asked about mango, and they saw in me a breadfruit. Breadfruit? Do you know breadfruit?
We don't have that here.
Not here. Michael, do you know?
No, breadfruit is, isn't it, Bhante, is that the one with the pod? It's a pod, like a seed pod? Or is that the one that's very big?
That's called jackfruit.
Jackfruit, right. Is that breadfruit?
No. Jackfruit. Yeah.
And like,
Breadfruit is bigger than mangoes.
right.
Green,
It's like a
but
pod.
different. Then the king said, when I asked mango, just he saw me the breadfruit. He didn't answer my question. When I asked breadfruit, he saw me mango. What he looking for, that wasn't the answer. And then finally the king asked the question of the Buddha. Yes, sir, can you answer to this question? And Buddha said, yes, I can. Then Buddha asked, Your Majesty, let me ask a question, and you answer as you think. If you have a servant to serve you very well, wake up early and go to sleep late after you, and taking care of all of your things, and then you don't have to ask anything, and he do himself. So it's a very good person, servant. But what about if he think, king is a human, I'm human too, but king have a luxurious life, but I have to work hard. What about I do some good things going forth and become a monk, ascetic, to develop within himself, to even have in a good life like a king, have a good life in future. Then he become ascetic. What about if he come back to you, king? Do you ask him to do his same thing he keep doing before he going forth? No. So I can't ask, because he's a kind of ascetic. Now I can't use him to clean my home or to do my things, because he's an ascetic. Then I respect him, I bow him. When he come, I respect him. Your Majesty, this is the very first benefits of being ascetic. He can have respect. He used to be your servant. You didn't respect him, and he respect you always, and after going forth, now you respect him. He is worthy to respect. So this is the benefits of being ascetic. It's very visible, right? It's very visible. And that's the first benefits the Buddha explained. So if you have any question, ask. Do you have any questions?
I have a question, Bhante. Any of these 6 teachers, the famous ones you mentioned, are any of them the one the Buddha studied under? Or are all those 3 that he studied under dead by this time? In other words, these 6 famous teachers, did the Buddha study under any of those?
No.
No. Okay.
Buddha did not learn from them. They all was very the same time of the Buddha. Buddha have gone to their monasteries sometimes to discuss with them. Some disciples of them and came to Buddha to argue with Buddha. But Buddha and the Jain Mahavira didn't meet each other and didn't talk each other. We can see it. They have met.
But I have a few questions. So Buddha was not born into Brahma caste.
Right, he was a royal.
He was royal.
Who?
Oh, so Buddha was royal. Buddha was not Brahma.
No.
Okay. Do we know where the mango park is? I feel like when I was in India, the mango park is designated where the kings went to go see Buddha, and it's outside Udaipur. Do we know where the mango park is? In today's times? I think it's in Udaipur.
There was several mango park in the one is the Jivakas and the also another one Ambapali, the one of courtesan, the royal courtesan.
That's in Savatthi? That was
Ambapali, Savatthi maybe. This is called Rajaka.
Radhika. I think that isn't outside Udaipur.
Yeah, I think in Rajaka. Rajaka is belong to Savatthi. Eva Meshutani Kasama Bhagava Savatthi and Virit Rajaka. So it's kind of Savatthi. Then that's the first benefits of the Buddha mentioned. And then Buddha mentioned second. Then king asked again, can you mention another benefits of being ascetic? Buddha said yes. Then think, king, a person from very good clan like a Brahman, householders, from any clan, and someone going forth. If someone going forth after having a huge wealth, being a wealthy or being a poor, being a healthy or non-healthy, no matter whatever condition he used to, and whatever have been having a huge amount of relatives, even without having that type of relatives, and he going forth after giving up everything. If he wealthy and he giving up wealth, if you have a less wealth but he giving up that less few wealth, and then even his huge relatives or few relatives, whatever he have, and he giving up everything and become homeless person. He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have a family. And he doesn't have a son or daughter or a husband or wife or not anyone belong to him. And even he doesn't have any penny. Very poor, homeless. But wherever he goes, people respect. People respect. Even being a homeless one, and he is worthy to respect. So many people in this world have a lot of money, lot of power, but they not have that respect. But if the religious, that homeless religious one come, and we will be near in front of them, keep bowing to them and give respect to them. And this is the second benefit of being ascetic. No matter you are wealthy or not, you are famous or not, you're healthy or not, you have money or not, you as being homeless. So you worthy to respect. That's the second benefits of being ascetic. And Buddha keep explaining, I think 15 benefits of we can learn next week, rest of them.
Of being an ascetic? Of being ascetic?
Yeah, being ascetic.
15 benefits.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been moving out of my apartment for the last 10 days by myself, but also having big guy friends come to help me carry the heavy things like couch and bed and things and desk. And I've never wanted so much to be free of all of these things. Like when you have to move, you are so intimately aware of having so much stuff, and it's a lot of suffering. When you have to move it all, and there's a lot of suffering with having this stuff. This is stuff.
Yes.
But I wish I had heard this. I wish I had known this story, this Dhamma story, about the 5 intergenerations of kings and their sons killing their fathers, because for me, when I was in India, it's very difficult to be constantly asked as a woman, do you have children? Do you have sons? Where's your sons? You have sons? And if I had known this Dhamma story, I possibly would have replied, to be a little funny, maybe it's not so great to have sons all the time. You're always asking if I have sons. And that is it's the culture, is to ask women if they have sons. But these sons is killing their fathers, the kings. Generation. You said 5 generations, right, Bhante?
I think we have 4 something.
Four murders by sons. Not so good story of sons. But yet, everywhere when you go in India and you're a woman, you're asked, first and foremost, where's your husband? And do you have any sons? But this is a wonderful story of maybe, sons killing their parents, not really such a good thing. It's a good story.
Yeah.
I wish I had known it, because every tuk-tuk drivers asked me, where's my sons? I would have said, what about blah, blah, blah. The kings.
Yeah. So, Hassan, do you have any questions?
Not right now.
Not right now. Good. Okay. So, anyone have any questions before we end up the session for today? Okay, then we'll see you next week to discuss the rest of the sutta. Then let's transfer merits and share merits with departed ones and with ghosts and with deities. May they all share these merits and have a good destination. Blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha be with you, and these all good merits, and keep you healthy, safe and happy and peace. And finally, may we all be able to attain to the enlightenment. Akasattha Chabummattha Deva Naga Mahittika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Sasana Chirang Rakhantu Desanam Chirang Rakhantu Mam Parang Sabbhitiyo Vivajjantu Sabbarogo Vinassatu Mate Bhavatvantarayo Sukhi Digayuko Bhava Bhavatu Sabba Mangalang Rakhantu Sabba Devata Sabba Buddhan Bhavena Sabba Dhamman Bhavena Sabba Sanghan Bhavena Sada Sutti Bhavantu Te.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, thank you for joining today, and see you next week.
Thank you, Bante.
Thank you, Bante.
And I have a kind of a question or request. When people ask questions online or in the temple, if you could repeat the question.
So they can hear.
Because in some cases we weren't able to hear the question that you answered. So it might be a good idea to repeat.
Okay, okay,
That's a good idea.
okay, okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Go in peace this week, everyone.
Have a wonderful weekend
luck.
and see you next week.
Tuesday will be interesting meditation.
Uh-huh.
We have a meditation on Tuesday, Bante?
Yeah. Yes.
We could be very busy in here in Dhamma Hall, or
this,
maybe not.
this weekend,
This Tuesday.
Tuesday, probably not.
Could be a lot of people, or could be not anybody.